The solution starts with visibility and providing you visual maps of how systems, environments, and applications communicate with each other. As the agent gets deployed within your environment, we start to collect the flow data to and from the workloads they're deployed on. This spider web begins to organically create itself, so we can start to understand how different systems are communicating with each other as well as with the rest of the environment. Let's look at this server here. We can easily start to understand that this system is receiving inbound communication from a couple web servers over port 27017, and it's also communicating with the domain controller for DNS. So what we're doing here is starting to map out which systems are dependent on the server and which systems the server is dependent on. Now, this view needs to be organized in order for us to really start to make sense of it and understand not just how the individual systems communicate, but how the applications and the environments communicate. To organize this view, we apply labels. Labels are metadata applied to the system that logically groups it with other assets in the environment. So I can understand that this system is part of the production environment, it's also part of the CRM application, and it's a database server. Now, you may also want other labels to identify things like the OS type. It's an Ubuntu server running in my environment. It also falls under the CCPA compliance regulation that I need to monitor for this system as well. When we use labels, we can adjust our visual to give us this cleaner view that we started with. This is the same number of servers, same number of flows, organized by the environment that they're a part of. If I want to understand how systems in my production environment communicate, I can open it up and I can get a view of different production applications. I can look at the CRM application and I can understand how it communicates with other parts of the environment and how endpoints connect inbound, or the different DNS and Active Directory servers that it uses for authentication. I can take a look into the CRM application and understand how the tiers and the components of these applications communicate with each other and with the rest of the environment. I can look directly at the database servers and understand that when the web server connects in, it connects separately to each database server over port 27017. And more specifically, I can understand that when it connects in, it connects to the Mongo database application. If I did not understand what this application was, we give you some information on the right. The application name, the path it's running out of, the user that executed it. Is this a service account running this application, or a system account, or an end user that's executed the application? We also take this hash and compare it to the Guardicore Reputation Analysis Service. This service is a threat feed that is identifying known malicious processes and communication within your environment, so we can take action and eliminate these applications and these malicious pieces of software from running before we put policy in place that allows them to continue to run within the environment. Now, two other notes on the maps. One is maps data is stored historically. So you can go back in time and understand how an environment, an application, or an individual server are communicating. You can do this for 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, 2 weeks, whatever time frame suits your needs to look at the application. So let's take some examples here. Let's say I'm planning for creating security policy, and I want to understand over the last 2 weeks how an application communicated. I can adjust my maps and my views to understand how that application communicated over the last 2 weeks. So when I'm putting policy in place, I can confidently account for historical traffic flows that have occurred in the environment. The other point on maps is they can be fully filtered and customized to meet your needs. So you can build customized maps or filter maps within the view that you're currently looking at to say, show me traffic only over specific ports, or maybe traffic only between specific assets, or only with certain applications and processes involved, or by the labels that we've created. It's common for our customers to build labels around applications and give application owner views of the environment that are just specific to the applications that they own, so that they can help with assisting in defining security policy for those applications and give them a view and an understanding of how that application communicates in order to do so.